you would have put Stallone, this ripped, just jacked up dude, as like the single father. It's like, this guy's something.
Yeah. But I mean, if you would have done Kevin James in this, and then like, oh, okay, like I could see Kevin James.
You're so good at casting these movies. Like, if it was going to be replaced, it need to be Kevin James or Rick Moranis.
Rick Moranis, get him back in the limelight.
Yes, but it works so well, and because this movie, I guess they were hoping for $100 million movie. I'm guessing, at least, and they didn't get it. They got 80. But Rennie Harlan or Shane Black was talking about it probably would have made more had it started, or maybe it would have. They were just trying to figure out why this very well received critically and just very well done action movie just didn't click. And they said maybe if it was a guy.
Yeah. I mean, and it's so weird too that you get critics who take movies and. Who take movies and criticize them. That's just weird.
How dare they?
Isn't it? Yeah. Now, but like if you take the time period, like we talked about Under Siege. We talk about how immediately critics say it's Die Hard on a boat. You talk about other movies in that the movie that came before it. All those movies are going to be held up to. Well, this is just so-and-so XYZ on a XYZ kind of thing, and that's unfortunately how it is. But the amnesia kind of built into the story is something that they harken back to. It's an old tale that's told a lot, but in the same sense, Geena Davis sells it immediately from the first scene. I think all the way to into the changing of Charlie Baltimore, and she does a great job. And I love how little time they really fire hose it, like with the kind of small town feel and everything, so that it doesn't last long. You immediately get into the action pretty fast, but they just fire hose that into you about like, here's this girlfriend, homemaker, just lady about town who everybody knows, and it's great how they do that, and I think she carries it well.
Oh, she should have been a Jason Bourne. I think in a different time, maybe society as a whole, in terms of moviegoers, became more and more acceptable because it became more and more common to see a female protagonist. You weren't seeing that a lot in the 80s and 90s, and if you were, they were like Sarah Connor in Terminator 1, who was a party girl. But then you got Sarah Connor as the badass in T2, and I think that was a turning point for female protagonists.
Yeah. Aliens. I mean, Aliens kind of touched on it, and
no, that should be Alien. So you got Ripley and Sarah Connor as like these two really standalone carrying franchises, and that's really it. I mean, you had a couple straight to video like women who were doing great things. You had Cynthia Rothrock during this time. So Geena Davis just came around in a time, or tried to do this movie in a time where I guess we just weren't ready. I mean, 355 action movies, I think, were made in the 90s in 10 years. And of those, only 11% had a female protagonist. And I only imagine that of those 11%, 3% was probably in the major releases,
Right. And I mean, you look at 1996, you look at like Independence Day, The Rock, other things that came out too. I mean, these male-led, big budget tentpole action movies that are great in their own right, and it's people are expecting to see that, and it's kind of that shock to the system when you see a female lead, and it's especially when you have Samuel L. Jackson alongside, who's not playing the same Samuel L. Jackson that we
who by all means, by all standards of previous action movies, kind of plays the typical female role.
Exactly.
The unequipped, scared, doing what they can. Sidekick.
Yeah, learning as they go, kind of has to find that strength from the help of the main character, the actual hero kind of thing. Yeah, and he plays it great too.
It's a fun twist.
Yeah, and I just think there's that definite shock, and it was for me too. Like I remember watching it and kind of after sitting down in the makeout session on a Friday night, but watching it again on a Saturday or Sunday, that it's just like, oh wow, like this can happen. And I remember this ignorant kind of thought that, it's just like, wow, this can be a thing, to where I never thought that women couldn't do it, but it's just, you haven't seen it. It's not ingrained in my brain.
Well, that's why I was in love with Cynthia Rothrock because of that exact, like, it was just, I think she was the first time I had seen because I've been watching her movies for a while at that point. Probably she's the first female heroine I had ever seen on screen. And it's weird because, like, by all accounts, I think this movie, Long Kiss Goodnight, is better than Con Air.
Oh, I'd agree. I agree completely.
And it's like, just in terms of, I can watch Con Air, don't get me wrong, anytime it's on, but I think if I'm going to break it down shot by shot and as a complete film, I think this is a much better movie.
Yeah.
And it's more believable. I care about the characters more. It's less cartoonish. It still has really sharp humor. Hey, but yeah, it just didn't do what we expected. And I think we figured it out, Marcus. Society was not ready for a female protagonist.
No.
And that's why us two white men are here to talk about it.
Yeah, we're going to give you the facts.
We're going to figure this out.
Yeah.
No, but and to move on past that, so it didn't do as well as they were hoping at the box office.
Right. And I mean, let's just get back on the cast, though, too. I mean, of course, with Geena Davis, Samuel L. Jackson, two, well-deserved, big-time budget actors in that time, too. You know how many movies that Samuel L. Jackson was coming off of that he'd been in prior to Long Kiss Goodnight?
Up to 1996, how many movies had Sam Jackson done?
Yeah.
Is that so?
Yeah.
All right. His first movie that I remember seeing him in was Sea of Love, where he plays a...
With Pacino? Was that his first movie?
He does a scene at the beginning. I don't know if it's his first movie. I remember that's like one of the earliest ones I've seen. Yeah. Basically, it's really fucked up. The police have sent all of these people with the warrants. They've sent them all this thing in the mail that's saying, or got in touch with them somehow saying, you've won 2 free Mets tickets. Meet here to get it, basically. And so they all show up and they just start arresting people.
Okay.
And Sam Jackson comes there with like his kid or something. And they're like, he's like, oh, we won these tickets. I'm going to bring my kid here. And they arrest him.
Oh, well, no, I got to think that was probably one of the earliest, one. I do remember, of course, Coming to America, where he's, the McDowell's,
right,
where he's robbing the McDowell's or whatever, too.
But I don't know if Sea of Love was before that or not. But anyway, I think, if I had to guess, I'd say 26.
Close. 39. 39 roles prior to 1996. And just, I mean, I think, somewhere on Fallon I heard him mention when Fallon had asked him, like, which 5 characters are your favorite that you've played. He's thinking, well, now I got to think about all 120 of them. And Fallon's like, oh, seriously, 120? He's like, well, I know it's around 120 or 125. So, and that was maybe 2 years ago when he asked that too.
Yeah, I mean, that's not surprising at all.
And which character was his favorite that he said that he would love to go back and do another movie of?
Out of 122 movies?
120, sure. Yeah, 120-something odd movies.
Or however, yeah. Who was it?
Mitch Hennessy from Long Kiss
Mitch
Goodnight.
Hennessy.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah.
We're Mace Windu.
Not Jules. Not Mace Windu. No.
Yeah. I mean, that is quite the tip of the hat to this movie. I wanted to see. I was trying to find his first film. Okay, he was in School Days, Daze in '88.
Sure, those aren't good days.
Oh, Sea of Love is '89.
Okay.
Sea of Love is '89. So he was in Do the Right Thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what his character's name in Sea of Love was?
Mitch.
Black guy.
There it is.
But it looks like Together for Days in 1973 was his first role in a movie. 1973. So up to 9, that's 23 years. And how many movies you say? 39?
Yeah, 39.
That's some good work. I mean, he's a working actor, man. Goodness gracious. Woo! So,
can you imagine? He's about to be in movies. He's about to be in film for 50 years here in 2 years. Is that right? Am I correct in saying that? 50 years? Yeah, 1973 to 2023.
Wow. Yeah.
That is crazy. 50 years he's been working.
They should just give him Hollywood.
They should. Yeah.
Just call it Sam Jackson Wood or something like that.
It is. Yeah. That's crazy. Man.
It is crazy. So 1996 was a big year for us. It was a big year for the film industry, action movies in general.
Mm-hmm.
But let's set the scene a little bit. What else was going on in the world in 1996, Marcus?
Oh, well, you know how we always do our little rewind nostalgia?
Yeah, we set the scene a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to do something a little different.
Okay, baby. Hit me with it.
Okay. So we are going to do a little trivia, Adam.
Okay.
And now it is up to you. It's really not. You don't have to get too many right. You don't have to get a certain number right. But let me harken with it. Let me preface with this.
Okay.
However many you get right out of this trivia
Okay.
that I'm about to give you, and it's just going to be 2 sections, music and sports. But however many you get right out of 6 total questions, I believe, then our listeners, if all you got to do is just after listening to the podcast, tweet us, Instagram us, email us, do whatever. First one who gets at us, letting us know how many Adam got right, you will win a used eBay copy that we will purchase out of our Bullets, Bourbon, and Karate funds to
get close to the bottom of those.
Yeah, we are. This is going to be unsealed, of course. We're not going to spend.
No, we're not going to buy a new one.
No, you are going to get a used Long Kiss Goodnight copy DVD, and then Adam, if you go 6 for 6, if you go perfect, we are going to send that same person first one who lets us know how many you got right. We're going to send them not only a DVD but a used VHS.
Oh my gosh!
Kiss Goodnight. Yeah.
So if I get 6 copies right, old Jan from Seattle has a chance. If all she has to do is email you and put the number 6.
That's it. Just the number 6. It could maybe she just gets lucky and she's just, some
Guesses.
person. Yeah, just maybe she doesn't
She
even know
accidentally
what she knows.
emails you the number 6.
Yep.
And you're going to send her, or whoever this person is, a ripped open Chucky DVD, basically, of the Long Kiss Goodnight and a VHS copy. Ooh, with that sweet, sweet cover art. Oh my gosh,
David! Well, our last listener from the Tremors episode got 2 cards, the random sports cards, the Warren Moon, and
who was it?
Don Robinson from 90 Tops.
Oh my gosh! Yeah. So we're just giving away stuff. Congratulations to David Schwartzbaum.
Yeah. There you go.
So if you want to be on that list of winners, if you want to be like a box office smash in our eyes, go ahead and send us the number 6. Hopefully I get all these right.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty good at 90s stuff, and we'll send you those copies. Let's go with this trivia, Marcus.
Okay, here we go. Set the stage. I want music in the background whenever we record this and edit this. Let's do it. All right. Okay, first category is going to be music. So in this, I'm going to read a stanza or a verse, if you will, from a popular Billboard's 1996 song.
All genres.
Okay? So this is going to be, you're going to have country, you're going to have pop, and you're going to have a little R&B, a little smooth R&B.
Can't wait.
All right,
Let me know, baby. Yeah, okay, let's do this.
First one is going to be country, Adam.
Okay.
If I should ever start forgetting, I'll turn the lights off one by one so you can see that I agree it's over. But until then, I want you to know, if you look
every
south, you'll
light
see it glow.
in the house is on the backyard, bright as the crack of dawn. Front porch looks like runaway lights, kind of like noon in the dead of night.
Yeah, there it is. Bam. You know who sang that?
I'm going to guess. Wait, did I get it right?
You got it right, yeah.
Every light in the house. Yeah. For some reason, I want to say Alan Jackson, but I don't. I think it's not that famous of a person.
Yeah, not that famous. I mean, he was famous in his own right for a country singer, but it's not big.
Clint Black.
No, not Clint Black.
All right, who was it?
Trace Adkins.
Trace Adkins, big old boy.
Big old.
Was he a bounty hunter at one point?
Maybe he should have been.
He should have
been with a name like Trace. Yeah.
Trace Adkins, bounty hunter, country singer.
Yeah.
All right, that's one for one.
Here we go. Pop. You ready?
Yes.
Must have been late afternoon. On our way, the sun broke free from the clouds.
Oh, God.
We count only blue cars, skip the cracks in the street, and ask many questions like children often do. Now, I'll give you a hint. The name of the song is pretty much in that verse.
Yeah. Say the lyrics again.
Must have been late afternoon. On our way, the sun broke free of the clouds. We count only blue cars, skip the cracks in the street, and ask many questions like children often do.
Children often do is killing me.
Must have been late afternoon.
Children often do.
On our way, the sun broke free of the clouds. We count only blue cars.
It's a band?
The cracks and Yeah, it's a band. Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
As many questions like